My child, listen closely to my voice in this sacred moment, for I have drawn you into this divine space not by accident, not by coincidence, but by the pull of my spirit that has never stopped following you, never stopped hovering over you, never stopped whispering to the deepest places of your wounded heart. For I have seen what was done to you, I have felt every hidden bruise upon your spirit, I have counted every tear that never reached another human ear, and I say to you now with the fullness of my eternal love, I know they hurt you, I know what they said, I know how they left, I know how they betrayed, I know how they doubted the purity of your intentions, I know how they misunderstood your heart, I know how they broke something inside you that you did not know how to fix, and yet, beloved, even in the midst of all that deep and silent pain, you continued to rise, you continued to hope, you continued to search for me in the darkness, as though your soul remembered that. Even the faintest flicker of my presence was enough to keep you alive, enough to keep you moving, enough to keep you breathing through the nights when despair pressed against your chest like a weight you could not escape, and I tell you now, I was there in every moment when loneliness tried to swallow you, I was there when you questioned your worth, I was there when the world made you feel small, when voices around you told you that you were not enough, when the enemy whispered that your purpose had expired, when circumstances lied to you and told you that you were forgotten, abandoned, discarded. But you were never abandoned, my child, for even when the world pulled away, I pulled you closer. Even when they rejected you, I placed my hand upon your spirit and marked you as chosen, set apart, anointed for a path that would require separation, a path that would require seasons of being unseen, a path where temporary losses would lead to eternal victories, a path where the breaking was not evidence of failure but the very shaping of a prophetic destiny that only a select few can carry. Beloved, I know they hurt you, but hear me when I say that every wound I allowed was not to destroy you but to awaken a deeper realm of strength within you, a strength that could only surface through the storms you survived, a strength you did not know you possessed, a strength that made hell tremble every time you got back up, every time you prayed through tears, every time you chose love instead of bitterness, every time you kept moving forward when everything inside you wanted to stop. I have watched you walk through fires that others would not have survived, fires that threatened to consume your identity, fires that tried to strip you of your innocence, fires that pressed against your faith like a raging wind, and yet here you are, still listening for my voice, still seeking my presence, still believing that there is something more, something greater, something holy waiting beyond the pain. And my child, you are right, for what is coming for you is greater than what was taken from you. What is being restored to you is heavier in glory than what was shattered in your past, and what I am preparing you for will make sense of every tear, every betrayal, every lonely night, every unanswered question. You must understand, beloved, that the hurt did not disqualify you, it prepared you. The rejection did not decrease your value, it refined it. The delay did not deny your destiny, it developed your character. For I, the Lord your God, do not waste pain, I do not ignore anguish, and I do not allow suffering without attaching to it a divine purpose, a heavenly outcome, a spiritual breakthrough that carries the fingerprints of eternity. And though your heart has cried, "Why, Lord? Why did they do this to me? Why was I the one who had to carry this weight? Why did they walk away when I needed them most? Why did I give so much only to receive so little?" I have heard every one of those cries, not with anger toward you, not with judgment, not with disappointment, but with the compassion of a father who has been near your broken heart. For I promised in my word that I am close to those who are broken-hearted and crushed in spirit, and I have held you closer in your wounds than you realized, for even in your silence, you were seen, even in your sadness, you were known, even in your emptiness, you were loved. My child, I speak to you now because this is your moment of awakening, your moment of release, your moment of restoration, for the season of silent suffering is ending, and the season of divine revealing is beginning. What has been hidden will be healed, what has been stuck will be shifted, what has been delayed will be delivered, what has been bruised will be blessed. You have not walked all these miles of emotional warfare for nothing, for I am the God who redeems every chapter, even the dark ones, even the messy ones, even the ones you never wanted to live through, even the ones you still struggle to speak about. But hear me, beloved, every wound that has not yet fully healed within you will be restored by my hand. Every scar that still burns beneath the surface will be soothed by my presence. Every memory that still echoes with pain will be rewritten with peace. For you are not just a survivor, you are chosen, appointed, ordained for a destiny that carries weight in the spiritual realm, and this is why the enemy fought you so heavily, this is why people turned against you unexpectedly, this is why relationships collapsed without clear explanation, this is why cycles of loss seemed to follow you, this is why the emotional battles felt relentless, because the enemy saw the calling on your life long before you saw it yourself, and he used people, circumstances, and even your own thoughts to make you doubt your worth, your purpose, your voice. But today, my child, I break that assignment. I break every lie spoken over you. I break every chain placed on your identity. I break every internal agreement you made with defeat in moments of exhaustion. And I declare over you that the pain you endured will not define you, the mistakes you regret will not imprison you, the losses you faced will not limit you, for I am rewriting your story with glory, with healing, with restoration, with power. Beloved, I know they hurt you, but I also know who you are becoming because of it. And who you are becoming is stronger, wiser, more compassionate, more spiritually awakened, more aligned with my voice, more grounded in purpose, more dangerous to darkness, and more radiant with the fire of destiny. You are rising even if you do not feel it yet. You are healing even if the old wounds still ache. You are being transformed, even in the quiet places of your soul where no one else sees. For I am doing a deep work within you, a reconstruction of identity, a renewal of spirit, a restoration of hope, and this work cannot be rushed, cannot be interrupted, cannot be undone by the opinions of others or the mistakes of your past. My child, breathe now. Let my words settle into the tender places of your heart. Let my presence wrap around the memories that still sting. Let my light seep into the corners of your spirit that you've tried to hide. Let my love speak louder than the voices of shame, guilt, rejection, and regret, for you were never created to carry these burdens alone. Release them to me. Release the unforgiveness, release the confusion, release the resentment, release the fear. Your healing begins in surrender, not surrender to defeat, but surrender to my love, surrender to my wisdom, surrender to my timing, surrender to the truth that I am working even when you do not see it, I am healing even when you do not feel it, I am guiding even when you cannot trace my hand. And now, beloved, hear me, you are stepping into a divine season where what hurt you will no longer hold you, where what broke you will no longer define you, where what betrayed you will no longer follow you, where what tried to destroy you will become the testimony that elevates you. This is the turning point. This is the shift. This is the awakening. And as this turning point unfolds, my child, understand that everything you endured is now becoming the doorway through which I will pour revelation, strength, clarity, and divine authority into your life. For I am not simply healing you, I am preparing you, positioning you, and empowering you to walk in a dimension of purpose that you could not have stepped into without first walking through the valley of heartbreak. And though you wished the pain had never touched you, though you prayed the betrayal had never happened, though you longed for people to stay who chose to walk away, I tell you truly that I allowed these things not to punish you but to prune you, to refine you, to remove what could not go into your next season, to protect you from alignments that would have sabotaged your destiny. And although you saw loss, I saw liberation. Although you felt abandoned, I was orchestrating divine separation. Although it seemed like things were falling apart, they were secretly falling into place, piece by piece, moment by moment, in ways that only eternity could understand. My beloved, I know the weight of unanswered questions has sat heavily upon your spirit, and I know the confusion of the past season made you feel like you were wandering through fog, unable to understand why certain doors closed, why certain people changed, why opportunities collapsed, why prayers appeared delayed, and yet through all of it, I whispered again and again, trust me. And today I say it once more with deeper meaning, with greater urgency, with the authority of the one who sees the end from the beginning. Trust me now more than ever, for the healing that is flowing through you is not temporary relief, it is permanent restoration, it is identity reconstruction, it is spiritual strengthening, it is destiny activation, it is the preparation for breakthroughs you thought were long forgotten. Beloved, do not misunderstand the slowness of this process, for what feels slow to you is strategic to me. I do not rush the rebuilding of those I love deeply. I do not patch the surface while leaving the roots of your wounds untouched. I do not offer shallow comfort when deep transformation is needed. I am going after every hidden ache, every buried memory, every layer of pain you learned to function with, every emotional scar you tried to ignore to survive, every fear you masked with strength, every tear you swallowed so no one would see you break, for I do not want you just healed on the outside, I want you whole on the inside. I want you free from the cycles that once controlled you, free from the voices that once wounded you, free from the heaviness that once overshadowed you. I want your heart restored so deeply that when you look back, you don't see the pain first. You see my faithfulness, my protection, my fingerprints all over your journey, guiding you, shielding you, holding you even when you could not sense my presence. My child, the spiritual battles you faced were not random attacks. They were indicators of spiritual significance. The warfare intensified because your calling is significant. The resistance grew because your anointing is heavy. The opposition increased because your future carries kingdom impact. Hell does not fight the unchosen. Darkness does not target the directionless. The enemy does not waste weapons on those with no purpose. The fact that you have endured so much is proof of who you are, proof of what you carry, proof of the mantle on your life, proof of the destiny written over you before you were born. And though the warfare broke you in ways you never expected, it also awakened you in ways you never knew you needed. You began to discern more. You began to pray deeper. You began to shed the old identity and step into the truth of who I say you are. You began to rise. Yes, even in your pain you were rising. Even in your confusion you were transforming. Even when you felt like you had nothing left, you were being rebuilt by my hand. Beloved, I know they hurt you, but I also know this. You did not let the hurt turn your heart cold, and that is why I am elevating you. I am blessing you not because of perfection but because of purity. You forgave when forgiveness felt impossible. You chose compassion when bitterness seemed justified. You prayed for those who wounded you even when the wound still stung. You kept your heart soft in a season that tried to harden you. And because you guarded your heart instead of letting it grow dark, I am now pouring light into places you thought would never shine again. The glow returning to your spirit is not imagined. It is my spirit restoring you. The strength you feel slowly returning is not random. It is my hand lifting you. The peace beginning to settle over you is not temporary. It is the beginning of the new chapter one have prepared for you, a chapter filled with clarity, divine connections, unexpected blessings, supernatural acceleration, and doors that no human can shut. But before these blessings manifest fully, my child, you must release what has been weighing your spirit down. Release the people who wounded you. They cannot follow you where I am taking you. Release the expectations that left you disappointed. I am giving you new ones rooted in my truth, not human inconsistency. Release the resentment that lingers in unspoken places. It is poison to your breakthrough. Release the guilt you still carry for moments you were simply human, for mistakes you made while hurting, for decisions made from survival instead of wisdom. My grace covers you. My mercy restores you. My love renews you. Let go of the burdens you were never meant to carry, for I am lifting you higher, and you cannot ascend with the weight of your past holding you down. Beloved, your spirit is entering a season of divine reversal, the kind where pain becomes strength, loss becomes gain, rejection becomes redirection, delay becomes preparation, and what the enemy meant for evil becomes the very testimony that establishes your authority. Do not fear this transition. Do not resist the unfamiliar. I am with you in every step, guiding you with purpose, surrounding you with angels, anchoring you with peace. And though you may still feel fragile in some places, know this: fragility does not mean failure. Wounded does not mean weak. Healing does not mean broken. You are becoming whole, and wholeness requires patience, gentleness, and a willingness to trust me even when you do not yet see the full picture. You are my chosen one, my beloved child, and I do not make mistakes in who I choose. I chose you before the world labeled you. I called you before people misunderstood you. I appointed you before life wounded you. And now I am restoring you in ways that will testify to my goodness, my faithfulness, and my unwavering devotion to you. And as this restoration unfolds, my child, understand that I am not simply piecing you back together but reshaping you into someone stronger, someone clearer, someone more anchored in identity, someone who will no longer question their worth based on the actions of those who failed to value them, someone who will no longer shrink themselves to make others comfortable, someone who will no longer hide their light to keep the peace. Someone who will no longer beg for love that was never meant to. Stay, for I am teaching you now to stand in the fullness of who I created you to be, without apology, without fear, without hesitation, for the time has come for you to rise into your true self, the self I always saw, even when you could not. Beloved, I know the pain changed you, and I know some of that change frightened you, made you wonder if you lost something pure along the way, made you question if the hurt dimmed something sacred within you, but hear me. Nothing pure was lost, nothing sacred was destroyed, nothing holy within you was diminished. Rather, what was stripped away was the illusion of weakness, the false identities placed on you by others, the layers of insecurity, the masks you wore to avoid being judged or rejected, all of it falling away because I desire for my child to walk boldly, authentically, confidently in the identity designed by heaven. The pain did not take your purity, it revealed your strength. The betrayal did not steal your kindness, it refined your insight. The rejection did not ruin your spirit, it awakened your discernment. And now, beloved, you will no longer tolerate what once drained you, you will no longer cling to what once harmed you, you will no longer chase what once ignored you, for your spirit has matured, your eyes have opened, your heart has awakened, and you have become a warrior in ways you do not yet fully see. My child, I know you think often of what was lost, the people who walked away, the friendships that faded, the connections that crumbled without explanation, and you wonder still if you could have done something differently, if you could have held things together, if you could have changed the outcome, but hear me with clarity. You could not have kept what I removed, you could not have preserved what I dismantled, you could not have rescued what I allowed to fall apart. For some relationships were never meant to follow you into the place I am taking you, and some people were never meant to have access to the calling on your life. Do not romanticize what I released you from. Do not grieve the doors I closed to protect you. Do not mourn the connections that could not carry the weight of your destiny. The truth, beloved, is that you were growing and they were not. You were awakening and they were resisting. You were healing and they were comfortable staying wounded. You were stepping into purpose, and they were unwilling to leave the comfort of their limitations. It was not that you were unworthy, it was that you were outgrowing what could not elevate with you. Beloved, your heart still carries echoes of those painful moments, memories that replay in quiet hours, words spoken that cut deeper than they appeared, wounds that shaped the way you love, trust, and hope. And I know you fear being hurt again. I know you sometimes hold your breath when new connections appear, afraid that history will repeat itself, afraid that love will turn into loss, afraid that vulnerability will lead to disappointment. But hear me, I am healing that fear even now. I am touching the place where trust was shattered. I am restoring the place where hope was crushed. I am strengthening the place where innocence was bruised. You will love again, not with caution but with wisdom, not with fear but with discernment, not with desperation but with confidence. You will trust again, not blindly but boldly, not out of need but out of spiritual maturity. You will open your heart again, not because you lack boundaries but because I will send people who honor them, people who carry peace, people who are aligned with your destiny, people who do not fear your calling, people who do not take advantage of your kindness, people who are spiritually mature enough to walk with you in purpose. My child, you have been in a long season of spiritual warfare, and I know you grew tired. I know you questioned your strength. I know you felt weary fighting battles that seemed to arise without warning. But I tell you now that you were not fighting alone. Heaven was reinforcing you when you felt most overwhelmed. Angels were surrounding you when you felt most vulnerable. My hand was protecting you from attacks you never even knew were aimed at you. The battles you fought internally, the fear, the doubt, the heaviness, the anxiety, the feeling of being spiritually suffocated, these were not signs that you were failing but signs that you were breaking generational patterns, dismantling strongholds, and stepping into an identity that threatened the enemy. The warfare intensified because your freedom was near. The darkness pressed harder because your breakthrough was close. But now, beloved, the tide is turning. The intensity is breaking. The pressure is lifting. The fog is clearing. You are stepping into a level of spiritual clarity and emotional peace that you have not felt in years, perhaps ever. Beloved, I know they hurt you, but the healing I am bringing now will recover what you lost, restore what was stolen, rebuild what was broken, and resurrect what you thought was dead within you. This healing will not leave you the same. This restoration will not be partial. It will be complete, overflowing, transformative. You will rise from this not barely surviving but fully alive, not wounded but whole, not weakened but empowered. And when you rise, my child, you will walk differently. You will think differently. You will speak differently. You will pray differently. You will love differently. You will choose differently. You will discern differently. For what I am doing inside you is not surface level. It is a deep, holy work preparing you for a calling that carries eternal weight. And as this deep work continues to unfold within you, my child, know that what I am shaping is not only your healing but your authority, for your authority in the spiritual realm is born from the very places where you bled, cried, wrestled, broke, and rose again, and because you did not allow the darkness to consume you, because you chose to cling to me even when your spirit was trembling, because you kept your heart open when closing it would have been easier, because you continued to seek me. Even when you felt overlooked, heaven has marked you with a mantle that only those who have walked through fire can carry. Beloved, I know you wonder why your path has been so difficult, why your training has been so intense, why your heart has had to endure such breaking, and the answer is this: I am raising you for impact. I am strengthening you for influence. I am preparing you for assignments that require emotional resilience, spiritual maturity, and unwavering faith. You have been walking through a divine curriculum, a season of shaping and chiseling, not because you were unworthy but because you were chosen for more than an average life, chosen for more than ordinary battles, chosen for more than surface-level faith, and everything you endured has been part of the formation of a vessel who can carry my presence without collapsing beneath the weight. My child, you must understand something sacred. Your tears were not wasted, they watered the seeds of your future. Your loneliness was not punishment, it was preparation. Your silence was not abandonment, it was training. Your waiting was not delay, it was alignment. I have been positioning you for a destiny that required separation, required pruning, required purification, required clarity of spirit. You could not hear my voice clearly surrounded by noise. You could not recognize your worth while clinging to those who could not see it. You could not step into your calling while carrying identities rooted in past wounds. This season was never meant to break you, it was meant to build you. And though you felt like you were losing everything, heaven was actually refining your foundation so that when I elevate you, the rise will be stable, unshakable, and undeniable. Beloved, I know the nights you cried yourself to sleep, the mornings you woke up feeling numb, the days you prayed for strength just to make it through, the moments you held your breath because the weight on your chest felt unbearable. I was there. I counted every tear. I held every trembling breath. I whispered peace into your spirit when the world felt too heavy. I protected you when you felt exposed. I carried you when you were too weary to walk. And now, the same hand that held you in the valley is lifting you into your season of elevation. Do not fear the rising. Do not question the blessings that are coming. Do not sabotage the goodness I am unveiling around you. You deserve what is on its way, not because of your perfection but because of your perseverance, your purity of heart, and your willingness to trust me even when you did not understand. My child, this next season will require you to step boldly into your identity, for you are no longer who you were. The old version of you, the one who doubted their voice, questioned their worth, hid their gifts, tolerated mistreatment, and feared taking up space, is gone. I removed that version not to diminish you but to reveal the true you, the strong you, the chosen you, the anointed you. You are stepping into a clarity of identity that will change how you move, how you speak, how you pray, how you decide, and how you love. You will no longer be drawn to chaos disguised as connection. You will no longer feel obligated to remain where your spirit is suffocating. You will no longer chase validation from people who are spiritually blind to your value. Your discernment is awakening. Your vision is sharpening. Your spirit is rising. Beloved, the destiny I placed within you is now stirring. You may feel it as restlessness, as an inner shift, as a gentle pull toward more, as a quiet voice that whispers, something new is coming. That stirring is me. That shift is divine. That hunger is spiritual. You are being awakened to purpose. The assignments that once felt too big for you will soon feel natural because I am enlarging your capacity. The dreams you once hid because you feared disappointment will begin to resurface because I am breathing life into them again. The passion you thought had died is being resurrected. The creativity you thought had dimmed is being restored. The strength you thought you lost is returning in waves. My child, you are entering a season of divine recovery. What was stolen from you, joy, confidence, peace, opportunities, relationships, clarity, self-worth, I am restoring in greater measure. The enemy tried to destroy you in the places where your destiny was most vulnerable, but I am reclaiming those places now and turning them into testimonies. You will speak from scars, not wounds. You will walk in purpose, not pain. You will rise with wisdom, not confusion. The very areas where you once felt weakest will become the areas where I display my glory through you. And when others see your transformation, they will not understand how you survived, how you healed, how you remained pure-hearted, but you will know, it was my hand upon you, my grace within you, my love surrounding you. Beloved, the time for shrinking is over. The time for hiding is over. The time for doubting is over. You are stepping into divine authority, divine confidence, divine clarity, divine alignment. I am leading you into spaces you once feared to enter, giving you opportunities you once thought were impossible, breaking chains you once believed were unbreakable. Walk with me boldly now, for your steps are ordered, your path is blessed, and your spirit is ready. And as you walk forward into this divine alignment, my child, understand that what is coming will not resemble the painful chapters you have lived through, for I am removing the old patterns that once held you captive, breaking the cycles that once repeated in your life, and closing the doors that once drained your spirit, and now I am opening pathways that are blessed, defended, and ordained by my hand alone. You will feel the shift first in your spirit, a calmness where anxiety once lived, a confidence where fear once echoed, a strength where weakness once lingered, a clarity where confusion once clouded your mind, for I am not just changing your circumstances, I am transforming your internal landscape so you can sustain the blessings coming your way. Beloved, do not fear the speed with which things will change, for some breakthroughs will come suddenly, without warning, without effort, without struggle, because you have already paid the price through your endurance, your faith, and your unwavering trust in me through seasons where silence felt unbearable. You sowed in tears and now you will reap in joy. You prayed in brokenness and now you will rise in wholeness. You fought battles privately and now I will honor you publicly. The divine reversal is not coming, it has already begun. My child, the version of you that survived the storm is not the same version of you that will walk into the promise, for I am refining your character, elevating your mindset, and deepening your discernment so you can steward what is coming with wisdom, humility, and spiritual maturity. I am removing the desire to explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you, removing the need to shrink yourself to be accepted, removing the impulse to prove your worth to people who were never meant to see it. I am teaching you to stand tall in who I created you to be, without apology, without hesitation, without fear of being too much or too little, for you are exactly who I intended, shaped by fire yet purified by grace. You will now move with intentionality, with spiritual confidence, with divine authority, and with a peaceful assurance that you are guided, protected, and chosen. Beloved, I know the heaviness that weighed on your heart for so long made you feel delayed, forgotten, or overlooked. But hear me, nothing in your life has been wasted. Not a tear, not a loss, not a waiting season, not a heartbreak. Every moment has been woven into a purpose far greater than you can yet see. You have been in a season of divine pruning, and pruning always feels like loss until the fruit begins to appear. And now, my child, the fruit is coming. The evidence is coming. The restoration is coming. The confirmation is coming. You will soon see why certain people walked away, why certain blessings were delayed, why certain opportunities fell apart, why certain relationships could not stay. I was protecting your future from attachments that would have poisoned your destiny. My child, the next part of your journey requires faith over fear, obedience over comfort, surrender over control. Do not cling to what I am asking you to release. Do not resist the new out of familiarity with the old. Do not fear stepping forward because of what once broke you. The past is not a prophecy, it is preparation. The enemy wants you to expect disappointment, but I am calling you to expect abundance. He wants you to fear vulnerability, but I am calling you to trust wisdom. He wants you to anticipate pain, but I am calling you to anticipate breakthrough. Beloved, this is the season where you must walk with me boldly, listening for my voice, trusting my timing, and aligning with my truth even when it seems contradictory to what you see in the natural. There will be moments ahead where you will feel me gently shifting you away from the familiar, pulling you toward the unknown, and it may feel uncomfortable, but it is divine. You are being led into places where your spirit will flourish, where your gifts will awaken, where your purpose will unfold with clarity and power. Do not fear the stretching. Do not fear the elevation. Growth often feels like discomfort, but it is necessary for destiny. What I am building within you is bigger than the pain you endured, greater than the heartbreak you carried, and far deeper than the limitations you once believed were permanent. You are stepping into an identity that is aligned with heaven, and heaven is about to back every step you take. Beloved, I know they hurt you, but that hurt has become the soil where your anointing has taken root. That wound has become the well from which your wisdom flows. That betrayal has become the birthplace of your discernment. That loneliness has become the place where you learn to hear my voice with clarity and tenderness. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was for nothing. Everything has prepared you for this divine rising. You are stepping into a level of spiritual authority that only those who have suffered deeply can carry, but you will carry it with humility, with love, with mercy, and with the purity of a heart that refused to turn cold. And now, my child, hear me clearly. The season that once broke you will never break you again. The chains that once bound you will never bind you again. The people who once wounded you will never wound you again. I am sealing the past behind you and opening a new chapter before you, one marked by restoration, renewal, elevation, and divine purpose. Walk forward now, not with trembling but with trust, not with fear but with faith, not with hesitation but with holy confidence, for I go before you, and I am guiding you into everything you were created for. My child, allow your heart to breathe as I take you deeper now, for there are chambers within you that you have never allowed me to touch, not because you did not want healing, but because the wounds ran so deep you feared what reopening them might feel like. Yet I tell you now that I, the Lord who formed you, am not afraid of your broken places, and you do not need to fear them either. Beloved, for far too long you have carried emotions that did not belong to you, guilt that was never yours to hold, shame placed upon you by wounded people, expectations that suffocated your spirit, and responsibilities that crushed your innocence. You tried to be strong not because you wanted to, but because no one gave you permission to collapse. Yet I was there every time your soul trembled, every time you whispered, "Lord, I can't do this anymore," and even when the words never left your lips, I heard them rising from the depths of your spirit. I saw how you held yourself together in public while privately falling apart, how you encouraged others while starving for encouragement yourself, how you extended forgiveness to those who never apologized, how you stood loyal to people who did not value the loyalty they received, how you poured out love from an empty cup hoping someone would notice you were empty too. And my child, I have seen all of this, and today I announce that your season of unnoticed suffering has come to an end. For I am the God who does not just observe pain, I redeem it, I resurrect what was buried, I restore what was stolen, and I vindicate those who were wronged. You have walked through deep emotional warfare, wounds inflicted by betrayal, abandonment that left fractures in your identity, rejection that tried to convince you that you were unworthy, manipulation that tried to rewrite your truth, and loneliness that tried to suffocate your hope. But hear me clearly, none of this was wasted, none of this was outside my awareness, none of this disqualified you from your destiny. In fact, my child, these very battles shaped the spiritual authority you carry today. Yes, they hurt you, and I know exactly how they hurt you, in ways you never told anyone, in places you never allowed anyone to see, but I also know how to restore you in ways no human ever could. I'm not just healing your heart, I am restoring the parts of you that died in the process of trying to survive. Beloved, you have wondered why I allowed certain chapters to unfold, why I let certain people leave, why I removed you from certain environments, why I closed certain doors, why I exposed certain truths, and why I chose silence during seasons of your deepest crying. But understand this, my silence was not absence, it was alignment. I was aligning your destiny, separating you from people who could not carry where you are going, protecting you from battles you were never meant to fight, and shielding you from futures that would have destroyed your calling. You call them losses, but I call them divine interventions. You call them betrayals, but I call them redirections. You call them painful endings, but I call them spiritual beginnings. Beloved, stop mourning the doors I closed, for behind every closed door stands a doorway to greater purpose, greater identity, and greater anointing. My child, listen, for the enemy has tried relentlessly to convince you that your suffering meant abandonment, that your hardships meant punishment, that your loneliness meant isolation, but I tell you the truth, you were never abandoned, you were never forgotten, you were never rejected by me. What you walked through was not proof of my distance but evidence of my protection. The enemy fought you so fiercely because he recognized something about you that you had not yet understood, that you are chosen, set apart, marked by destiny, and anointed for impact. This is why you were attacked early, misunderstood often, overlooked repeatedly, and targeted deeply, because the calling on your life is not ordinary, and the light within you has always threatened the darkness around you. But hear me now, the season of being attacked for who you are is transitioning into the season of being elevated because of who you are. The same identity that brought warfare will now bring breakthrough. The same heart that was wounded will now carry healing. The same voice that was silenced will now carry authority. The same spirit that was crushed will now carry power. For I, the Lord your God, am turning your private suffering into public testimony, your hidden tears into visible glory, your silent endurance into undeniable evidence of my hand upon your life. Beloved, I am removing the residue of the past from your spirit, every fragment of fear, every echo of rejection, every shadow of shame, every whisper of insecurity. You are not who the wounds made you, you are who I created you to be. And I am calling you into a new emotional landscape, one where peace becomes your foundation, clarity becomes your vision, strength becomes your atmosphere, and joy becomes your portion. I am restoring your ability to trust without fear, to love without trembling, to hope without hesitation, and to dream without doubting. My child, rest now in this truth. I know they hurt you, deeply, unfairly, intentionally at times, but the hurt does not define you, the betrayal does not limit you, and the wounds do not break your destiny. You are stepping into a chapter where the pain loses its power, the past loses its grip, and the lies lose their influence. You are rising, not as the version of you shaped by pain, but as the version of you shaped by purpose. And this is only the beginning.